Lesson Planning Assignment Overview. In this video, you'll see where to find examples and an overview of the assignment.
Now we are going to actually look at the assignment you'll complete for this class. Under your resources on the Instructional Technology Concepts and Applications page, the resources for lesson plans, if you scroll down, you have your essential resources first that we went over, and then you have your assignment resources. Right here is the lesson plan assignment rubric. The rubric I will use for this assignment in my class is different from the rubric we've already looked at, the actual Louisiana Tech lesson plan rubric. Excuse me. You'll be judged on that full rubric when you're actually being observed in the classroom. For the purposes of our assignment, I'm not using it right now. So I will look at the rubric in just a second, but I also want to point out right here I have a Google Slides and a Google Site example of how you could complete this assignment. As you'll see when we look at the rubric, I give you the choice on what kind of artifacts you'll actually submit to show me what you learned during this assignment. And what you're going to use for this assignment is a well-written lesson plan that I have created. So we're going to go over the directions in just a second, but if you go into your Google Drive, your professional Google Drive, under the Shared With Me tab, which will be found here on the left, you will find a lesson plan that I have shared with you. This is something that a previous teacher candidate student used while they were in the field, and it was used for observations in either residency, student teaching, or internship. For our assignment, I want to go ahead and give you a well-written lesson plan so that you can see the structure and the bones of the whole thing, but we're only going to concentrate on a few components. So for everybody, I have chosen a lesson plan that fits your grade ranges you're teaching, so either elementary or secondary, and it also fits your content area. For elementary, y'all have all content areas, all core content areas, so it is a mix between English and math, and in secondary, it will match your actual content area. In this assignment, what we're going to pay close attention to is the teaching strategies and the learning outcomes. Here under your lesson foundations, you will find your learning outcomes. For this assignment, it's a book called Bad Case of Stripes. The learner will identify internal, inside, and external, outside character traits of Camellia Cream in the story Bad Case of Stripes. So that shows you what the learner will actually do. Identify, there's your action verb, the internal and external characteristics of this specific person. So it tells you what they're going to do, identify, and what they're going to identify so that you can actually assess it. Don't forget that you cannot have any learning outcomes that are not assessed within the context of your lesson or unit. And right here, right under your learning outcomes is standards. These are standards that are already filled in, and these match Louisiana state standards or possibly content-specific standards. For this, it is Louisiana state. And then also, we're going to be looking at teaching strategies. And so in this section, you will find the teacher's teaching strategies. And here these are: toss out, turn and talk, hand up, toss out again. So in our assignment, we're going to be looking specifically at the teaching strategies, the learning outcomes, and standards to some degree. So that's where you'll find them in your well-written lesson plan that I've already shared with you on Google Drive. So let's take a quick peek at the assignment. Here's your rationale. It is really important for you to understand all the components of the tech lesson plan format because you will be creating these later on in your classroom experiences in our program, and you need to know how to create a quality lesson plan. In my class, we're going over the bare bones basics, but this is knowledge you're going to build on throughout your program. This assignment is going to help you become familiar with the lesson plan components, and because I'm giving you one that somebody else already wrote and taught from, you have a better idea of what should actually be in there, and we're going to be integrating technology in a meaningful way into your lesson plan. So for your directions, you'll be assigned a well-written lesson plan by your instructor. I've already shared those on Google Drive, so you have access to them. If for some reason you can't access one or don't see under shared with me a file from me from today, Sunday, please contact me on Reminder, Google Voice, or email and let me know so I can see what's going on. You're going to create an artifact that outlines how you'd integrate technology into your assigned lesson plan. You can create any type of artifact you want. You can make this as complicated or as easy as you want. A lot of people do Google Slides presentations. You're not at all limited to that. Some other examples are Google Sites, Blogger, Padlet, Flipgrid. I would also stick in there Wakelet, which is similar to Padlet. And you could even do something like a voice thread, or if you really wanted, a YouTube video. I've had students just do videos in the past where they sit there and they tell me about their lesson plan and technology integration. So they actually don't turn in any kind of written work for this assignment. While you're creating your artifact, make sure you follow the rubric right here. And it's also under resources, because that's how I'm going to be grading you. And we're going to do a short video about that in just a second. You'll post a visualization of your artifact and the knowledge you gained to your course portfolio. This would go on your EDCI 210 page. You don't have to make the associated pages for the portfolio till the end of class, but now you have your home page, you have your PLN page, and now you can create your 210 artifact page. Stick this on there, your lesson plan. And you will post a visualization. You can take a picture or a screenshot anywhere within your artifact. You just need something that's visually appealing for your course portfolio website. And you will follow that same format that I've shown you on the portfolio rubric. Give a brief explanation of what it is, the technology you're using. Give 3 reasons why, connections to teaching and learning, and then talk about how you can learn more about this in the future. So you will submit your artifact that's saved on your Google Drive here. If you do something like a YouTube video or a voice thread or a Flipgrid, you would submit a link directly to that artifact that's not housed in your drive. We'll go over the rubric in just a minute, but as always, let me know if you have any questions.